My brother left me out there. 5 words, and they hit like a gunshot. When I first heard someone say that about what OG3 did to Ben 10, I had to sit with it. Because this isn't some petty fallout or misread situation. This is deeper. This is a man turning his back on someone he called family in the exact moment that family needed him to stand firm. Let's be clear, OG3 and Ben 10 weren't just cool. They weren't industry bros for the cameras. These two moved like real brothers. The kind of bond built on shared struggles, loyalty without paperwork, and an unspoken rule: if one gets pressed, both show up. No hesitation. And for a long time, that's exactly how it looked. They moved together when things were smooth, and they handled pressure side by side. From the outside, it felt unbreakable, but real loyalty doesn't get tested when life is easy. It gets tested when staying costs you something, when danger is real, when walking away is the safer option. That moment came, and OG3 folded, but here's what makes it worse. Ben didn't just randomly walk into trouble. This situation had been building. Tension was already in the air, and OG3 knew every layer of it. He knew who was involved. He knew the energy, and he still chose to step into that space with Ben. That decision mattered, because in that world, showing up with someone sends message: I'm with him and he's with me. It's protection without saying a word. It's a silent contract. But when things escalated, when it became obvious Ben was in real danger, OG3 made a second decision that he left at no warning. No signal. No chance for Ben to adjust. Just gone. And in that split second, Ben, who thought his brother had his back, was left alone in the worst possible moment. But that's not confusion. That's not bad timing. That's betrayal. And somehow it didn't stop there. After everything went down, there was still a chance for OG3 to salvage something. He could have checked on Ben immediately, could have handled it privately, could have owned up before the world even knew. He didn't. Instead, the footage surfaced, and when that clip started spreading, it moved different. Not like gossip, not like rumors that fade in a day. This had weight. You could feel it. Someone who was there laid out plain. OG3 saw the danger and chose to walk away. That detail changes everything. A mistake is being caught off guard. A mistake is freezing in chaos. But seeing it unfold, understanding the risk, and still choosing yourself over your brother? That's calculated. That's who you really are when there's no script, no cameras, no reputation to protect. And here's where it gets ugly. Now OG3 knows the footage is out. He knows people have seen it. He knows his name is tied to one of the coldest moments anyone in his circle has witnessed. And instead of owning it, he goes on camera and downplays it. Talks like everything is fine. Like Ben is good. Ben wasn't good. Ben was fighting for his life. That disconnect, that lack of urgency, that lack of accountability might be worse than the act itself. Because it shows this wasn't panic. It wasn't shock. It was indifference. And indifference cuts deeper than fear ever could at the end of all this. Forget the rumors, forget the noise, forget the image people try to sell. Situations like this strip everything down to the truth. When it mattered most, one man stood alone, and the other made sure of it. Because loyalty isn't what you say when things are safe, it's what you do when walking away would be easier, and staying might cost you everything. That's a betrayal. And there's a real difference between those two words. But that's just the beginning, though. Because abandonment is one thing. What happened after is a whole different level of wrong. Here's where it gets crazy. The abandonment happens. Ben Ice out there alone, dealing with consequences that were never supposed to be his to deal with alone. The situation plays out the way it plays out. And at this point, there is still a path where OG3 comes out of this with some semblance of dignity intact. He could have reached out immediately. He could have made sure Ben was okay before anything else. He could have been accountable in private before anyone even had a chance to go public. He did none of that. Instead, the clip drops. And gang, when this clip hit, when the footage of somebody describing exactly what OG did started circulating, it spread the way only real, verifiable truth spreads. Because you know what doesn't go viral? Rumors. Speculation. He said. She said. That stuff burns fast and fades fast because it doesn't have the weight of reality behind it. But This clip, this had weight. You could feel it watching it. Somebody who was there, somebody who saw it firsthand, laying out exactly what went down. OG3 was there. OG3 saw Ben was in danger, that OG3 chose to leave. Play the clip. Clip plays. Someone describing OG leaving Ben alone in the fight. Let it breathe, that don't react immediately. Then I'm not going to say a word for a second, because I want that to sit with y'all the way it sat with me. He knew. That's the part right there. That one detail. He knew what was happening. That is the line between a mistake and a betrayal. Soft takes, no spin that OG3 is wrong. Not you can see both sides wrong. Not maybe he panicked wrong. Just wrong. The footage is clear. The timeline lines up. And his response didn't fix anything, it made it worse. Meanwhile, Ben 10 isn't fine by any honest standard. He's dealing with real consequences from a situation he was never supposed to face alone, all because someone he trusted chose himself in the moment it mattered most. That's where all the facts point. But this isn't just about dragging someone. There's still a window small, but real for OG3 to do something right. Not to erase what happened. That moment is permanent. You don't get to rewind that kind of decision. And Ben already knows the truth, regardless of whatever gets said online. But OG3 can stop performing that he can drop the PR act. Stop pushing this Ben is fine narrative that nobody close to the situation believes. And instead, actually show up. Not for cameras. Not for sympathy. Not for a redemption storyline. For real. Check on Ben's actual condition. Take accountability directly to him, the only person whose opinion really counts here. No audience. No filters. Just truth. That's what a real one does. The question is OG3 really that? Right now, the answer isn't looking good. Because when people who understand loyalty see what happened, they're not recognizing him. And that says everything. He could have made sure Ben was okay before anything else. He could have been accountable in private before anyone even had a chance to go public. He did none of that. Instead, the clip drops. And gang, when this clip hit, when the footage of somebody describing exactly what OG did started circulating, it spread the way only real, verifiable truth spreads. Because you know what doesn't go viral? Rumors. Speculation. He said, she said. That stuff burns fast and fades fast because it doesn't have the weight of reality behind it. But this clip, this had weight. You could feel it watching it. Somebody who was there, somebody who saw it firsthand, laying out exactly what went down. OG3 was there. OG3 saw Ben was in danger, that OG3 chose to leave. Play the clip. Clip plays. Someone describing OG leaving Ben alone in the fight. Let it breathe, don't react immediately. Then I'm not going to say a word for a second, because I want that to sit with y'all the way it sat with me. He knew. That's the part right there. That one detail. He knew what was happening. That is the line between a mistake and a betrayal. Let's call it what it is. OG3 left Ben 10 out there. That's not speculation, that's documented. People were there. Someone spoke on it publicly and laid out step by step. Then OG3 came back with deflection, excuses, and a he's fine statement that collapses under the smallest amount of scrutiny. And while he's focused on protecting his image, Ben is dealing with the fallout. That's the story. But what makes this bigger than just them is how familiar it feels. This isn't rare. It happens in friend groups, families, crews everywhere. The loudest person about loyalty, when it's easy, disappears the second it costs something. We all know someone like that. Most people have lived through it. OG3 just became the latest example of what that looks like when the pressure hits at wherever Ben is right now, whatever he's going through. Hopefully the real ones in his life are stepping up the way they should. Because at the end of the day, that's all anybody really needs, someone who doesn't leave when it matters most. And for everyone watching this play out, ask yourself one thing. When your moment comes, are you the one who stays or the one who explains why you didn't? That's the difference between this channel and everybody else. We follow the truth, not the narrative. But what I will not do is pretend that what we saw in that clip is anything other than what it is. What I will not do is let the Ben is fine narrative slide without pushing back on it. And what I will not do is stop talking about this until Ben's actual condition is being addressed honestly and openly by the people who are supposed to care about him. That's a promise. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with somebody who needs to see it. Drop your thoughts in the comments because I genuinely read them. Not just the ones that agree with me, all of them. And if you've got a situation you think we should be covering, drop that in the comments. 2. Because the next video is already in the works, and we are not slowing down. Real ones know where to find us. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.